Happy Friday and welcome to my third virtual art show. We're so excited that you're here. It is a Friday.
It's Friday.
Yay. And the guy behind the camera who's making all kinds of noise right now is my studio manager and husband, of course, Mark Meyer. Yeah. So together we do this, and I hope you all are just relaxing, having a great drink, or just sitting back and quiet. Maybe the kids are in bed. Maybe you've had a hard week, a long week. I think school's almost out for some people. So
they're virtual schools.
Yeah, the virtual school.
Which means they're not sitting on the couch or on the table.
Yeah, he's been on the couch for,
taking over the house with his classroom going on a screen.
I know
somewhere.
y'all can relate. So
it's been crazy.
But congratulations to everybody finishing that phase of all this, and I hope you all are just relaxing in whatever you're doing. We
have 3 pieces.
Yeah, we got some great pieces for you.
Yes, we do. And I know part of the reason why you're so excited is because of this piece right here.
I really, really am.
What's the name of this one?
Okay, so this piece is called Diamonds, and it is a 36 by 48 mixed media on a wood panel.
36 by 48, and it's called Diamonds.
Diamonds, and in a minute I will explain why the diamonds. Of course, we all love diamonds, and I know I do. It is my birthstone, actually. So
really,
yeah. So, but let's just talk about the piece a little bit.
Yeah.
It's part of my figurative series, and let's just give them a minute to look at.
Yeah, look at the detail.
The amazing textures and details and palette that is going on here.
And the texture on this is just amazing. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Sculpting on an easel. That's what this looks like.
Yep.
Painter gets to be a sculptor.
I get to be a little bit of a sculptor with the dimension and the texture that I put in there.
I love this.
A lot of layering, multiple layers of paint and texture mediums and all coming together.
God, I love this. Okay, so why diamonds?
Well, on the back, and I'll show you in a minute, is a quote that really kind of captured this when I was in the studio and I kind of stumbled upon it. But basically, diamonds are the people in my life that mean the most to me. That
lasts forever, like a
there
diamond.
are relationships in my life that sparkle and shine and make my life so like energized and give me clarity, give me a sense of like purity. They just sparkle when I think of them.
Inspire.
Yeah.
Build us who we are. Those relationships.
And these figuratives, what I love about them and the way they're relating to each other, the space is important, and even the shadows and the textures and the way some of them are pulled forward, meaning that maybe that's the present, and some of the figuratives are behind and kind of vague, and that could symbolize maybe some figuratives or some relationships in the past that are meaningful, yet they're behind us now.
I think about, like in my life, how there are people in my life that are present right here and now, and that really support and make me who I am. But man, I bring to who I am to the table because of those in the past.
Right, and they all build us, those relationships build us who we are right now.
Yeah. And those present relationships wouldn't know the person that I am as much if it wasn't for those in the past. And sometimes those relationships are people, but sometimes they're places. And I mean, I just think about like it's just the events, the moments that gather in our life, and the people that are around us in those moments that really make who we are. And grow and bring to the next relationships we're in. Yep,
and they're as valuable as diamonds to me.
Yeah.
You know,
they're amazing finds, like someone looking for diamonds.
Right.
I love that. I really love that. Now you have something written on the back, so I can't wait to see this. This is really cool.
Yeah, these are some things I put on the back sometimes in my pieces that. I'll obviously put the title, but this is the quote I was talking about earlier that kind of brought this piece together. And it's not that the diamonds are a girl's best friend, but it's your best friends who are your diamonds.
Oh my gosh, yes. I love that.
By Gina Barreca. I'll give her credit. And I don't know her writings, but I just stumbled upon it as I was working on this piece and in process, and that's why I just was like, yep, that's the title of the piece, is because relationships in our lives are so valuable, more valuable than even the diamonds themselves, you know, because they really do mold us. And I guess if you think about how a diamond is created, it's created with a lot of pressure and heat, and you know, it's basically a lump of coal and then it turns into a diamond. I'm kind of a nerd that way with science and stuff, so I get really fascinated.
Yes.
But it's very symbolic if you think about it, just the process of who we are, you know, just, you know, it's really the people that influence us and shape us and mold us and work that pressure to create, you know, this perfect gem. So, and we don't understand too how we're important to them just as they are important to us, you know. So it's really a symbiotic relationship that happens, and
it's an amazing
to make
back
this
and forth.
Perfection at the end. So let me put it back.
Put that back. Well,
yeah.
The phone's ringing in the background.
Someone's ringing for this piece.
I guess someone.
They want it right now.
I get it. That happens.
Yeah, right. It's amazing.
We try to turn off our phones, but it's our third episode. We're on a learning curve here. So
anyway.
I love this. It's a 36 by 48 then.
Yes, it's a 36 by 48, and the piece is called Diamonds.
Wow.
And it's beautiful, stunning. It can be so versatile in anybody's home. It's a great size for fitting over a couch or a bed or even a master bathroom, you know, or there's a lot of either men will buy it for their wives. I've had that happen.
Oh, yeah. We'll get
or
calls.
women will just buy it for themselves and hang it over their bathtub when they have a beautiful space that they can be in and reflect and look at beauty.
It is one of those pieces that you can kind of do in an informal setting.
Yeah.
Like a bedroom or bathroom, but then a very formal setting. I can totally see this above a mantle.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Or in a foyer.
Yeah.
Or in a living room or a room off to the kitchen or
They
something.
truly, the figuratives are so, like I have seen them in so many different spaces, and I love it when collectors will send me some, of their in situs, like where they put their pieces, and
they send you pictures of where
it's
decided to
cool.
put
I mean, they've got great ideas. They put them in dining rooms, to everything from that to their bedrooms to.
And they always find a spot for it.
Yeah, always, because they love it.
Yeah.
And that is the most important thing: is when you love a piece, you'll never regret that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You always find a place for it.
And always love it.
This one. What a cool way to start tonight. I love this.
Yeah, they're partying,
It's Friday for these girls right here. I can see.
That's right. So,
that's awesome.
Anyway.
Well, let's show some close-ups of this. I'll play some close-ups of this.
Sounds good.
While we set up our next piece.
All right.
And so there it is, diamonds, folks. And we'll be back with our next piece.
Okay, sounds good. Hey everybody, we're back. I hope you enjoyed those shots, those close-up shots.
Yes, and we got a new one set up here. Wow, and well, let's get into it. What's the title of this one? What's the title?
It is called Time to Fly.
I love this, the colors.
The colors are great. Love this one. It is a 33 by 44 and involves all my little botanicals that are so sweet, and the hummingbird that's just interacting with all of this goodness on the canvas. So
I love this, the hummingbird. Wow, look at the details.
I really enjoy doing those hummingbirds a lot and how they interact with the flowers.
Wow, I love the detail in that. You've done a few hummingbird stuff. Pieces in the past, haven't you?
Yeah, they're really, really successful for me. They're
beautiful.
Always seem to go to a great home every time.
I love that because it's kind of got your botanical feel to it, but a real beautiful setting with the hummingbird in it. Wow, look at the details. Look at that. Again, a lot of great texture on this one too. I love that one. Why Time to Fly? Tell me a little bit about the title. Well,
I'm a big believer, and especially later in life, of taking big risks. And when you know you have a moment in your life when you're ready to do something, it's time. And it's time to go and do that. And whatever it is, if you've always wanted to try something, or if you always wanted to go meet that new friend or something, sometimes it could be as simple as that, or as big as, starting a new career.
Yeah,
I mean, it's whatever it means to you.
You mentioned something about a third chapter.
Right. In my previous videos, I talk about that, where it's just, that third chapter concept of pivoting in your midlife and trying new things in your life that you never dared. Maybe the kids are out of the house, or they're about to, or just a sense of like finding like courage later. And maybe it's not so later, but for me my art business happened in a little bit later in my life. But that was okay, because everything, involved a step towards it. And I could see the wisdom in my own life, for that, when that moment it was right. So, and that's why that whole concept of taking risks is so much more meaningful, because once you leap and do that, on the other side is just what you're meant to do in your life. I didn't know, always wasn't a painter, and I'm self-taught. So for me to do all that without art school, and we started this business and this career when my son was born. So many courageous risk taking, but there was definitely a payoff after 15 years. We're still doing it.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it is, symbolic of that. And this is
and
why
it's about timing too. It's interesting, and it's sometimes it doesn't always happen in what you think in your timing or your best of judgment of time.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think about when we all have to shift or pivot with major things in our lives. It's not like we think it's the perfect timing, but the results prove that it was the perfect timing.
Yeah.
And having that sometimes that time to fly is very risky, sometimes scary, but an amazing experience because of that. And I think about kind of the things that you've done with your career and the timing of it and the courage of it. And it's interesting because I look at the colors in this piece, and the colors in it are amazing. But it's not real loud color. But the colors in it are like absolutely punching. They punch, and they're perfect in their setting. And it makes me think of that moment of risk.
Right, where you feel like a sense of calmness when you know it's right as well. When you know it's right for you to make your next move or whatever, your big move, and which could be your next big move.
Right.
There's a sense of excitement and also a sense of calmness, and I guess that's why I like the hummingbird too. Is that they're very energetic, but when you see them rest on a branch and you're lucky to capture that moment, they're just so still and calm. And I love the juxtaposition of the two energies. The hummingbird is always, and it's also symbolic of joy and optimism. And I love that.
I love that. And it is true. It's the way they move that is sudden and then still.
Yeah, and they kind of hover in the air, are suspended in kind of like in the air, it's like, and as artists, we love to observe those kinds of things and put them in our paintings, and this is all a culmination of my love for gardening, my backyard, the outdoors. So
I love that.
And that palette is incredible.
It's amazing. I just love it.
Especially in person. And I've got a lot of writing in here that just is sort of random. When I start the piece, there's some sketching that goes on.
It looks like
some sort of journaling
at the underlayer
ideas.
of it.
So it's embedded into the piece. And then multi-layers of goodness of different mediums.
And again, it's amazing the way you can connect with your thoughts as you're literally working on the piece with just the kind of the journaling going on inside of the piece.
I love to incorporate that. My pieces are full of that. So if you get a piece of mine, you can definitely see some of my thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, some of them really have that. I love that. I love it. And the color. What I love about it is it has a sense of pink, but it's not like just a solid pink. It's really, the pink is really made up of just so many different hues.
Right.
That you...
And I mix those, I mix the palette. I have a general palette I work with, and then I mix the colors together and, form new shades and hues.
Your understanding of color and study of it, of color and hues, is just amazing.
Thank you.
It really is. It really,
oh, thank you for saying that.
well, it's true. It just is, man. I just, and I hear others say that.
I know.
I think people really love your work because it's very unique, and you definitely know when you got a Sandra Meyer. And then at the same time, it's got this amazing study of color that really works in a decor situation. I always say, and I've even heard great interior designers say, get the piece that you love, we'll make the colors work. But your colors just work so easily in an interior setting.
Yeah, it's this could definitely go in many settings.
Yeah.
From the neutrals to, color everywhere, So you can really play off of the blushes. And there's even hints of powder blue in it and kind of a peach almost. So, yeah, there's lots of good stuff going on.
Yeah, I can definitely tell it's spring in your life right now.
Yeah, it is.
I love this.
Spring in my heart, too. I love this season. Yeah. The weather always speaks to me, and the flowers and the green, fresh greens. Just love it, love it.
It's just alive.
So
the whole
definitely translates on to the studio.
It does. Just this sense of being alive. It's just very much the feel of this.
And that's what taking risks is, right?
Yeah.
You're being alive.
It really is, man.
If you're flying, you're alive. You take risks, you're living. You're going to live your best life. But you've got to go forward and do those things. And I hope my paintings inspire people to do that, when they see it on the walls and they look at it every day. And I would think and hope that they'd feel that energy that I created with it. Because every painting really is like taking a risk, really. It's trying new things, and it's seeing if it works and doesn't, and shifting and pivoting and building and deconstructing. And there's so many things that go on to making a painting. It can be more complex than it seems.
Right.
So, but the outcome and the struggle is all worth it.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to convey. That it's
and the outcome
worth
has
it.
A sense of perfection to it.
Yeah.
It really does. Just kind of like a piece of art. I mean, just like,
because that's where you're supposed to be, right? I mean, that's where this painting was supposed to be. Putting everything together and having the image come out.
God, it's just beautiful.
The way it's supposed to be.
Beautiful, stunning feel. It's got a great feel to it. I love that. Okay, it's a 33 by 44, correct?
Yes.
And it's called Time to Fly.
It's Time to Fly, and we've got some close-ups and stills for you.
Can't wait to show those. Those are really cool.
Yeah, we'll be right back with after that.
Yeah, we'll set up the next piece, and in the meantime, let me play you guys some close-ups of Time to Fly.
Great.
Okay, folks, we are back here. We're back with our last piece here. And I'm excited about this one. I know you are.
Yeah.
This has got an amazing story, an amazing process with this one. Let's hear the title. What's the title of this one?
This one's called Always Here.
Always Here.
And I don't know the size offhand. Do you?
I believe it's a 36 by 42.
Yeah, 36 by 42, yes.
36 by 42.
See, I told you in my previous videos, he's got that. I just paint him. So.
She paints them pretty, and I get them measured up.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it, but, getting back to the piece,
yeah,
Always
I love
Here.
this one. Tell me about this one.
This was really a special one for me. I started this probably in late March when I started doing the angels, and there were the figuratives with angel wings, very subtle, and my one of my dear collectors, she's been a collector of mine for years and has many pieces of mine, and she was sharing with me how she needs her bluebird right now. And we were always talking about this idea of doing a bluebird and a figurative or an angel together, because it reminded her of her grandmother who basically raised her. And it was just when she texted me that she just needed that right now because of, all the time that we were in with, self-isolation and just the hard times that we've been in recently, confusing times, that she needed that anchor of her grandmother there.
Wow.
And so when she was sharing with me about the bluebird and how bluebirds were her grandmother's favorite bird, and always had bluebirds in her home, pictures of them. And she was sharing me all of this, and I just was taken by the whole story and just the fact that she's sharing something so deeply intimate with me, and that was helping her through. And this piece just poured out of me from that. So, and the funny thing is, bluebirds, I've always painted birds off and on. I did the hummingbird as you saw, and I've done other birds. But as soon as I started painting this bluebird, I kept seeing bluebirds in my garden.
Mm-hmm.
They just started appearing. I have never seen them before. It was like a trip. So I was like,
wow.
Yeah, it was like amazing kind of connection. And I absolutely love the figurative, the way her dress is it's so beautiful, the gold leaf.
Yeah.
And the details of the inks and the spilling out. But there's a beautiful, almost timeless look to it as well. Like if I looked at an aged wall or something. And the two materials of the very raw concrete, like in her wing, kind of in the same space as like a refined sort of gold leaf, and gold kind of coming together. I love when those materials come together because that's, again, how we are kind of made up and defined as really the two.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, like the two things in our life, raw pieces of our life, the rawness, the raw experiences we have, the rough edges, kind of combined with the refinedness of gold, to kind of bring us together in who we are as people.
That's beautiful. I mean, it does remind me of how we become who we become. Whether it's someone who helped, that raised us, and then what that impact on us that they had on us give us who we are.
Yeah, and gives us comfort as well.
Right.
Even when they've passed away, or maybe you can't see them often enough,
Right.
whatever it is.
But you just feel their presence in
times
your
when
life
we need
when
it.
things change and times are needed. Gosh, that's an amazing piece. You know, again, I've said this before, you have just this incredible opportunity and gift to just the opportunity that you get to have when you get to connect with other people, and the way this person connected with you, which really brought this forward.
Right.
I mean, she really instigated a whole piece by simply
But
her wanting to connect with you.
short, text conversation about connection.
Even on text messages. I love that. I love
Which
that.
is great, because I mean, I love to hear from my collectors and the people who support me and my artwork, and
she's collected quite a few pieces.
So show them in here when I put the
You mean the writing here?
figurative, and the bluebird together. This just came to me. She was there when I needed her the most.
Wow. Wow.
And in a lot of ways, this painting came to me when I needed it the most.
When you needed it the most.
Yeah, I needed this painting to happen. I needed, during the time in the studio when everything started going down in March, I really needed this series of angels to come out, because they offered me more comfort and hope as well.
God,
And that everything was going to be all right, and the energy of that, and putting it on there and having it come out the way they do.
that is so...
They mean a lot to me.
It's funny, when I look at the piece and I can just tell that this one is special. Like, you needed to do this piece. Like, it just needed to happen.
Yeah, it really did.
And I love the humanity of the angel. Just how you do this with your angel pieces, where they're just, the wings are just subtle, but strong.
I know, we've had that conversation before about the humanity of it.
Right, they're just, I think of angels as kind of really more of a human thing. Obviously from the heavens, but there's a real human quality. It's the angels kind of provide that connection to us.
And they can come in human form on earth too, you know?
You feel like they do.
You ever feel like somebody just says something at the right time, like in the grocery store, or you know, text conversation with somebody, or whatever it is, and or just running into somebody and they say something and then they go. I mean, they can be complete strangers, or they could be somebody who's, you know, taken care of you for a long time. They're all angels, you know, and in the midst, I think, sometimes. So,
Okay.
the caretakers of us, you know?
Yeah. Whether they're in moments or a constant presence.
Exactly.
Random people, or
And that's
just
what it's
one
symbolic
particular
about.
person.
Yeah.
God, I love that. I love that. 36 by 42.
Yep.
Man.
Always here.
Always here. Beautiful piece. Beautiful piece. Wow, what an incredible moment. To end our third episode here, I guess. This is our third one.
It's been a lot of fun to be here every Friday evening, Friday night. And, you know, just want to again thank you for being here and looking at my art. And if you can jump on our email list, if you're on our website right now, and you want to hear more about the latest and what's happening and when, you know, what's going on and everything Sandra Meyer. So
everything Sandra Meyer. I love that.
So anyway, thank you again. We appreciate it so much, and I hope you all are well, and take care, and look for our next episode.
Very good. And I'll play some close-ups of this one.
That's right.
Here. And again, I'm just loving our Fridays. This is just a lot of fun to do this live for everybody. This has just turned into...
It's always exciting. It makes our Friday night exciting. And, you know, we get to look forward to that.
I look forward to it all week. I love it, actually.
It's an art show every week.
Yeah, it's very cool. Okay, thanks, folks. Thanks for watching. And we will see you at our next live show.
All right.
All right.
Take care.